everybody. Thanks for stopping back by Wild Bird Creative. I have a simple collage here. I was going through some of my mom's stuff as we are cleaning out the house, and I brought back some of her, really, these are vintage threads that I figure I can use. I brought back one of her little sewing notes and just some odds and ends, fabrics, and some stuff that I have. And I thought, well, I don't want to get rid of these things. Let's make a collage with them. And then I'll have them for as long as I have them. And I can put them into a mat and hang them up on the wall. And it will always be an additional little reminder of my mom. She absolutely loved to sew. She made pretty much everything. And there was really nothing that she could not sew. She was a natural at it. We always had beautiful clothes. Anything that needed hemming, she could do it in a heartbeat. Everything. I mean, part of it was that she loved to do it, and part of it was how she grew up, repairing things and sewing things. That was how you did it. Let's see, let's put you, bring this over a little tiny bit. And this is just a piece of like a rice paper, so it's got a little translucency to it. And this is a piece of vintage fabric. Oh, I'm gonna guess 60s or 70s. And I will probably need to find another way to adhere this, but for right now, I just want to get it stuck down. I can always run it through my rarely used sewing machine later. Yeah, that's gonna require a little bit more than just glue stick. Okay, let's keep on going here. I've got a scrap of pattern paper. I brought home a lot of those. No intention of sewing with them, but they make for wonderful pieces to layer up. Okay, let's put this down right over that. Get rid of some of these little bits and pieces, little ravelings. Let me tack this little guy down quickly, just that corner. And I've got another piece of this fabric. You know, I don't know what she made out of this. I don't recall seeing it, but she kept, enough of it that I guess if she felt she needed it, she could make something else. Nothing went to waste. And I'm just going to layer that right there. I think what I'll probably end up doing is definitely either stitching these in place or using a stronger adhesive. You know what? While I'm at it, while we're here, let me grab a brush and a little bit, of Modge Podge, and we'll just, I don't mind so much if there is a bit of movement in the fabric, but I do want it to stick in place where it needs to stick in place. Let's get this, scoop it right up, run it right along here. There we go. Now that way I'll still have this area that'll move and this area. Set that aside. Okay, I've got another piece of pattern paper here. And this one, if I can get it safely off my finger, is going to tuck right under that edge and just be right there. I'm getting glue stick all over my fingers this time. I was not expecting this to be quite as messy as it is. Okay, so I've got these wonderful little Merchant's green stamps that I want to add in here. I just have to decide if I want them upside down or right side up. I don't really care what they say. That's not the point. I think I'm going to do them upside down. I found these, oh, I don't even know where. In a packet of something. I'm always scavenging things. It's the best way I know to get really cool stuff is to just keep your eyes open for it. You know, I'll ask people if they're cleaning out their house or a parent's house especially, if they see some cool paper pieces, rickrack from the sewing cabinet, things like that, just to hang on to them for me. I will gladly take them off their hands. Okay, so there we go. I like how this is coming together. And I have a little fashion lady here that I'm going to put down. This is always a nuisance. They're very hard to peel apart. You have to get them in just the right spot. There we go. And this one, I thought her outfit was perfect because it reminded me of the paper. Look at that. Or not the paper, I'm sorry, the fabric. Very similar. Let me just burnish this a little bit with my thumbnail. That'll make it disappear a little more into the background. And now the last thing that I have, or the last two things, are some of the threads. And I've got 4 of them cut here. And all I'm going to do is just lay them down into a little spot of Modge Podge. And that way I don't have to worry about them. There's really no other way I have found that works for adhering bits of yarn and thread. Some people stitch them in place. Okay, let me get a little bit more on here because I've got a couple other ones to do. And then I'm putting them on either side of my lady. And I've just got them more or less lined up at the top. And I just tried to find some that were in her cupboard. Some great colors from the 70s and 80s. Probably some even from the 60s. Okay, let me set this aside so that I remember to put that to soak. And the last thing I'm going to do is I have some of her sewing tape. And I'm just going to, if I can find the end, there it is. Just going to tear off a bunch here. Let me Let me trim that up so that it's nice and neat. You know what? I think I want a bigger piece than that. I think I want it to be nice and long to come right on over. So let me lay this down here and pull it right across onto her notes. And then I'll cut it. Just separate these out. Let me stand it up and get these to just drop down. Put my lid on this before I knock it over. And there we are. Just a quick little tribute. Nice piece to remember my mom by. Just fun, just scraps, nothing fancy. You know, dig through your stuff. See what you've got. Fabric, rickrack, thread, buttons, almost anything in the sewing cupboard you can incorporate into a collage in so many ways. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that you'll grab your stuff and have some fun. And thanks again for stopping by Wild Bird Creative. Oh, and don't forget, be kind to yourself this week. Speak kindly to yourself this week.